In this video we're going to take a look at how to make your words sell without being pushy, and that's because our minds are just weird. Most of what happens in them just does so without any intervention from us at all. Our hearts beat regularly, our hair and nails grow relentlessly usually, cells get replaced, all without us really having to remember to do any of that, otherwise we'd forget. But what that means is our minds have to take shortcuts, otherwise we'd just be overwhelmed, and one of those shortcuts is ignoring negative words. They get blanked out because they'd need lots and lots of extra processing. It's only really our conscious thinking mind that deals with negatives, and then only with extra work. So, for example, if I ask you not to think of an elephant wearing striped boots and tap dancing, the first thing that almost certainly has to happen is you actually create that image in your mind, then you delete it. And the same happens with words on your web page. Almost all the time our minds discount the negative words or ignore them completely. So when someone asks you in polite conversation how you are and you reply not bad, you're actually telling them you're feeling bad. So if you're doing that, actually just turn it around and just say, yeah, I'm good today, and notice the difference. But anyway, when you say on a web page something like, you wouldn't want to do that, whatever that is, most readers are actually going to process the sentence as, you want to do that, which is really nice. And that particular example kills two birds with one stone. Firstly, it disarms our inbuilt anti-sales pitch mode that we've just learned as we got older, because everything's a sales pitch near enough. Secondly, it tells your reader what to do. You're telling them what they want to do, whatever it was you said. And you're telling them nicely, without being a high-pressure salesman, which is a bonus, because most people don't particularly like high-pressure salesmen, or if they do, they don't admit to it. And there are lots of ways we can incorporate that kind of thinking into our web pages. Put your thinking cap on overnight and review this information just before you go to sleep, so you can program your mind to come up with ideas. So just watch this video again. That was a nice command as well, actually. And although it may be a good idea to have a notebook somewhere handy, just in case you wake up in the middle of the night with a light bulb moment that you have to jot down. And that's also an example of an embedded command, because earlier I told you to review this before you get to sleep. Then I've given your mind the idea that it will wake up. Notice where it says, in case you wake up in the middle of the night. Okay, that's what I was supposed to do. And some kind of eureka moment. Will it happen every time? Probably not. Will it happen occasionally, or more than occasionally? Yeah, almost certainly. Because our subconscious mind just works that way. It takes hints and then it acts on them without really any further intervention from us. And you can use that information to your advantage on our websites. Subtle programming of our readers' minds without them really knowing why they've been programmed or how. Long ago it might have been called brainwashing. Nowadays it's just part of business. Happens all the time. Join the club. Do it. And if you'd like to know more about this, there's a link below this video that you can click and it will take you to my site, and we'll talk more about copywriting. Might even try and tell you something, but it'll be subtle. You know that by now. And spot just how many times on that page, and drop me an email if you want as to how that's happening. But thanks for watching, and I hope this has been helpful.